What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the crazy things I see as an automotive technician. Now, before I became a tech, I thought the job itself involves just changing engines, rebuilding them, and replacing alternators, drive belts, tune-ups. But real quick, I figured out that's not necessarily the case. And one of the things that I did not prepare myself for was getting in customers' cars. Now, getting in some of these customers' cars, man, I gotta be honest, it was surprising and alarming because you think everybody keeps their cars the way you keep your car. So here's some of the images of customer cars that I had to get into to bring in the shop to perform services on. Take a look at this Corolla. Look how many Mountain Dews they have stacked up on the floor and old aluminum cans all the way in the back. And check out this RAV4, plenty of stuff inside. Now I get it. It's nothing to laugh at, but some of these people may have, mental conditions that may be causing them to treat their cars like this or neglect their cars. So I don't want to downplay it and make it seem like, it's nothing serious. They might be having a serious medical issue. But at the end of the day, I wish I would have been warned about getting in these type of vehicles because, like I said, you can't reject the customer. You can't turn them down and say, I'm not getting in the car. Well, what's your reason for not getting in the car? You're going to have to explain to the customer that your car is filthy. You don't want to say that. So you try to do the best that you can to work around it, whether you got to put some seat covers on, extra gloves, whatever you can do. But it did not prepare me to getting in different type of customer cars. And like I said, sometimes you see very clean cars, very cars that are in mint condition, and then sometimes you see the total opposite. Just nasty, filthy cars, man. But like I said, they might be going through something, so I don't want to judge them. But at the end of the day, I'm not so comfortable getting in the car and trying to diagnose your AC problem, seeing why your blower motor is not working. So that's one of the things that I did not expect, and I find it pretty crazy that the condition of some of these customers' car and the way they come in the shop. There's another crazy story. We had another customer that came in the shop. I believe they had a 1794 Tundra, and their complaint was, "I'm getting a foul smell through the AC vent." Upon diagnosis, we pulled the car in the shop, and you could really smell the foul smell. It smelled like something died inside the truck. And upon further investigation, we removed the blower motor. And what did we find? There was a dead rat inside the blower motor. It was disgusting, man. All the meat and the flesh just kind of disintegrated and spread all inside the evaporator case, all inside of the blower motor. So in a situation like that, we had to call the insurance company to get involved because that whole evap box got to be removed from the car. Yeah, we were able to remove the blower motor and we got the rat out, but all the meat and all the inside already got us inside the evap case and made its way throughout the vent. So even if you were to remove that blower motor, that foul smell is gonna be there. The only way to do it properly to get rid of that smell, other than leaving that car and with all the windows down and doors open, letting it air outside, was to do a complete job by replacing the evaporator core along with the blower motor and a whole bunch of interior cleaning to get that smell out. Like I said, going into the field, I thought I was just gonna be replacing alternators, changing oils, tires, brakes. That's what you think of. All of a sudden, you're doing a little bit of pest control work, getting rodents out of the car. So that was a pretty nasty experience. Here's another story. This one was one of the ones that actually went viral when I posted it on Facebook. So we had a customer with a CHR came in the shop, and their complaint was, "I'm getting a fuel smell." They were complaining that they were smelling gas inside of the car and outside of the car after they get out. Upon further investigation, come to find out, there was a family of possums living inside the engine bay. So here we are removing the possums, and like I said, this video right here, I made a mistake, man. I received so much backlash. It went viral. It had about over 1 million views on Facebook, and I ultimately had to take it down, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. So we had this family of possums living in there, and I don't want to say the tech name, but as you can see in this video, he's using a long screwdriver because he doesn't want to reach his hand in there and get bit. So he's using a long screwdriver to hold down the splash shield so the possums can fall down. And we put an empty trash bin underneath the car so they can fall in there because we don't want the possums running into other customers' vehicle. So that's what he was doing. So tell me how when I uploaded that video, and it went viral. So that's one of the good things about going viral. Yeah, you get a lot of views and all that stuff, but you get the other side to it too, backlash. So how about all the animal activists came after me? They're like, "Oh, how dare you? how dare you hurt those little possums and somebody should do that to your kids. No lie, they were telling me somebody should jab my kids like that with a screwdriver. And mind you, in the video, we weren't jabbing the possum. The technician you see there, he was just simply using a long screwdriver to hold down the splash shield so they can fall in the trash can. And like I said, we don't want them running inside the shop and then making their way up and inside another customer car. So we had the trash bin there to collect them. As you can see right here, we did collect all of them. We didn't hurt them and released them outside. But when I released that footage, it was the raw footage. I didn't put any disclaimer. I put exactly what was happening in real time. No editing, no nothing, just simply the events of us removing the possum from the car. And all the animal activists came after me, said, "Oh, you hurting the possums, how dare you?" And of course, the other people were commenting under the video on Facebook. They were saying, "Oh, just burn the whole car down. The car is done. I don't want it anymore." Of course, that triggered the animal activists. You're not supposed to be saying burn the car down with the animals in there. There was just a lot of back and forth going inside the comment section. And then, to make matters worse, a lot of people were reacting to the video, of course. Like I said, it had over 1 million views on Facebook. Crazy numbers of comments. So we had a series of people calling Toyota saying, "Hey, can you check my vehicle for possums? I see a video online and there was a family of possums living in there. While my car's at the dealership, can you check my vehicle for possums as well?" And ultimately, that got back to me. So my manager called me in the office. They're like, "Hey, did you posted a video with a possum or something like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I did." He's like, "Can you take it down? I mean, there's been a lot of comments going around, and Toyota's asking, hey, can you take that video? Because a lot of customers are calling their dealership, complaining and asking the service department to check their cars for possums, and they don't want to send off the wrong message that Toyota cars are prone to having families of possums living in there." I'm like, "What? That is crazy." Yeah, but that's what was happening. People were calling around saying, "Hey, check my cars for possum." And like I said, in the message in the comments that I were getting, I should have put a disclaimer. I didn't know any better. I was a little bit younger and I just thought it was a cool video. I'm like, "Oh, snap, look at this family of possums that we got out of the vehicle." And it's crazy, you know. People love their animals, man. And I get it. You know, you don't want to torture the thing, but at the same time, there's customers out there that do not want these things in their car. Let me know in the comments, would you want a possum, a family of possums living in your car? There's people that do not want that in their car. Yeah, you can love your animals all you want, but there's some out there that are saying, I do not want this thing under my hood. And you can see the damages it caused. Like I said, the customer was complaining about a fuel leak. Sometimes they chew up wires and the labor and the repairs can get costly real quick. But I live and learn. So what I should have did was when I uploaded that video, I should have said, hey, we rescued a possum, put a nice disclaimer out there because, that's what they want to see. I should have said, hey, look at this family of possum that we rescued. No, we are not torturing the possum. The possum is now part of my family. I've adopted the possums. Here's the possum in my daughter's room. Here's the possum's bed. Here's the possum and us with our family having a nice picnic. Apparently, that's what I should have said in the video to not trigger people. And I couldn't believe it, man. I'm like, that's just a possum. I'm like, why you guys commenting that somebody should jab my kids like that with a screwdriver when we weren't even jabbing the possums? All we were doing is just simply holding the flap with a long screwdriver, trying to knock them down so they can fall. But no way, shape, or form that we jab the possums or try to, make contact with them. We didn't want to hurt them. As you can see, we rescued them all and we released them outside further away from the dealership into some like river bushes areas with trees and away from the building and away from customer vehicles and the vehicles on the lot. So that was a crazy experience, man. I never thought people were so sensitive about their animals. But you live and learn. So now I know to put a disclaimer. Anything involving animals now, I'm gonna make sure I'm extra nice and extra make sure I'm extra nice and extra careful on how I upload it and the disclaimer that I put at the bottom. Like I said, the possums are with my family now. We are one big happy family. We've adopted the possums, and now they're a part of my family. Anyways, here's another crazy story. A customer came in and they wanted a battery inspection. I didn't think nothing much of it. I got the RO. I'm like, hey, a battery inspection on the RAV4. All right, easy peasy. Went outside and get the car. But when I pulled the car in, I looked outside in the back. and the vehicle was just shot up. And it was a hybrid battery. I mean, it was a hybrid RAV4, so of course battery, the 12-volt battery is in the back. And I'm like, that should be the least of your concern is a 12-volt battery. The whole back end of your car is shot up. So as you can see, the multiple bullet punctures throughout the body and the back. You can see where the bullet entered through the passenger side of the rear quarter panel, and then from the passenger side, it punctured. That's where the battery sits. You can see that spot right there where the bullet went through, and it ultimately punctured the battery. Battery acid got everywhere. So that whole rear quarter panel with that much battery acid, oozing out and hitting the frame, that thing is just gonna rust. It's just gonna rust so bad. And all he wanted was just, hey, just a battery check, not these bullet holes, not the police investigation that might still be going on. He just came in just like, hey, casually, I want a battery inspection. I'm like, I didn't know your RAV4 was shot up, with multiple bullet holes. I'm like, what is going on? So apparently it wasn't a hit for him. It was just his car was parked somewhere and just some crazy guy just started shooting. And his vehicle was one of the vehicles that got hit. I don't think he realized it until he got back to his car. He wasn't inside of it, thankfully. Nobody got hurt. But man, can you imagine that happening to your RAV4? Uh, Even if you replace the bullet holes and all that stuff, you got to replace that whole rear quarter panel with that much battery acid that's sitting over there overnight. It's just gonna corrode that metal piece in the body structure. So that was pretty crazy, man. There's something else crazy that I used to see in the shop. Not so much now, but around 2020, between 2020 and 2023, right around the start of the pandemic, I used to see this a lot on the trucks. We used to get a lot of customers coming in saying, hey, my truck sound louder than normal in the morning on startup. Sounds really loud. Of course, the customers are not mechanics, so they don't really know what's going on. They bring it in the shop. And what do we see? We lift the truck up, stolen catalytic converter. Like, man, what is going on? We used to see at least one or two a week. And the price on these catalytic converters are so expensive, guys. They can easily be 12, 1500 plus each. So thieves will go in at night or whenever the thieves feel convenient to do so. They would just make their way underneath the truck, with a saw and then just cut the catalytic converter. And you as a customer sleeping, you don't know anything about it. You go in and start your car, and it sounds like a straight pipe, like you just straight pipe the exhaust system. It sounds really loud, man, like you trying to put an exhaust system in your truck, and you didn't know about it. So when you go start that car, I know some of these customers got scared because they weren't expecting a loud startup like that. Cold start, that thing is super loud, man. If you ever get to hear one without the catalytic converter, well, at least with just the mufflers cut out, it sounds really loud. It's cut out right to the side of the cylinder heads too, so it's not even like all the way at the end. The cut happens right there where it's bolted onto the side of the cylinder head. So it's just like straight exhaust gases coming right out. Sounds like a loud bang upon startup once it catches fire. So we used to see those a lot, man, on the Tacomas and the Tundras. Some of these customers were getting like catalytic converters, shield protectors, just so they could try to prevent that from happening. But like I said, it's slowed down now. I don't know if they're tracking the thieves or they're doing a better job regulating where these guys are getting these aftermarket or these catalytic converters from. I guess the resale market kind of tightened up and doing a little bit more investigation between where they got it from, what car it came from or truck. So I guess it's not as easy for the thieves to just go and cut one and then try to sell it on the black market. But man, that's something we used to get a lot. Here's something else that I found pretty crazy and interesting. A customer with an 18 Camry came in and they were stating that they were getting a low brake power message displayed on their speedometer. And upon further investigation, we pulled the car in, and right away I felt the brakes felt funny. And I couldn't believe my eyes, man. I lifted up the vehicle, took the wheels off, and the first thing I noticed was the calipers and the brake pad orientation. And I'm like, oh man, there's no way a mechanic made this mistake. If you take a look at the brake pads, the way they were installed, they were put on backwards. And you could see the imprint of the piston from the caliper. So when I uploaded this video on TikTok, a lot of people didn't believe it. They're like, "Oh, you're just staging these things just so you can get views and make videos." I'm like, I'm flat rate. I do not have time to make videos and fake videos just so I can get views. So I don't know what kind of backyard mechanic did this. It's certainly not a YouTube mechanic because there's no way a YouTube video gives you that instruction to put pads on like that. So they had the friction side facing outwards and then the back of the pads sandwiching the rotors. Can you imagine the noise that must have made? And they thought I did it in the shop, like I said, just to get views, but you could see the scoring on the rotors already because he drove it here like that. And I don't know what all this purple goo is that he put all over the backing plate, all over the caliper bracket, and even on the back of the shims. But I thought that was pretty crazy, man. To think you can go somewhere, and that's another thing too. You get what you pay for. So I get it. Sometimes the dealership might be a little bit up there on the prices, but to go that far to maybe find somebody on the street to do your brake jobs for you, that wasn't somebody at a mom and pop shop that did that. They wouldn't even be working there. That was a neighborhood friend that told you they could do a brake job for you, and you probably slipped them about $50 or so. And that's what you get. Look at the way the pads are installed. That is completely dangerous, man. Uncalled for. And it was shocking to me because that was one of the first time I seen something like this. To let a customer go with their brake pads looking like that. So like I said, in the automotive field, man, you see a lot of crazy things. And when I wanted to be a technician, I wasn't prepared to see any of that. Like I said, I thought it was just the job was just simply replacing alternators, drive belts, tune up tires, brakes, oil changes. But some of the things that I get to see on a daily basis, man, I can make an hour-long video. So if you guys are interested in seeing crazy things that I see in the shop, I could make a whole series about it, and you guys wouldn't believe it. You guys would just think I'm making it up. So that's what comes with the field. One minute you're an automotive tech, next thing you know, you're a pest control guy removing animals from their cars and trucks. And other times you're looking at cars that's been shot up, burglarized, and all kind of stuff, man. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you're interested in seeing these kind of videos, I know it's not a DIY or a how-to videos, but I figure I'd give it a shot to show you guys some of the crazy things that I see daily as an automotive technician. I can make hour-long videos. I got tons of footage of what I see in the shop on a daily basis. So let me know how you guys feel about these type of videos, and if you guys like them, I'll do some more, and I'll stick to or if you don't, I'll just stick to the DIYs and the updates and the recall updates that may be coming out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, I want to thank you guys for the support. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Until next time, and again, thanks for watching.